all over the country come to see Dr. DiBernardo. To make an appointment and learn more, please visit NewJerseyPlasticSurgery.com. That's NewJerseyPlasticSurgery.com or call 855-7-MY-NJPS. 855-7-MY-NJPS. That's 855-7-MY-NJPS. Or visit NewJerseyPlasticSurgery.com.
Jersey Joe Piscopo on the radio at 7:25. Steve Adubato joining us shortly. I want to tell you about NJ Diet. You hear me talking about how you can lose 25 to 45 or more pounds in 40 days. Guaranteed. This is guaranteed. Money back guarantee, by the way. And this NJ Diet balances the hormones in your body that allows you to burn the toxic fat in your body up to 45 pounds in 40 days or your money back. How about that? You heard that right. NJ Diet offers a money back guarantee if you don't lose the weight in 40 days. And it's all natural. There are no shots. There are no hormones. There's no surgery. And it is what? I know what you're thinking. Doctor monitored and doctor supervised every step of the way. So when 2015 rolls around, 2015, January, what are you going to do? You're going to call 855-5NJ-DIET. 855-5NJ-DIET. There are offices now in New York City, out in the island, in Jersey. You could go there. You could call 855-5NJ-DIET, or very simply, just go to njdiet.com.
A legion of her fans wanted her back on the air. Joy Brown, tonight, after Steve Dace on AM970, The Answer.
This hour of Piscopo in the Morning brought to you by Modell's Sporting Goods Store, now open at Penn Plaza on the corner 34th and 7th. Doors open at 7 a.m. You gotta go to Mo. That's Bob Seger with his tribute to Stevie Ray Vaughan with an original Seger composition called Hey Gypsy. Isn't that great? And you can hear that.
Definitely. That's a Stevie Ray riff. Yeah.
How about Stevie Ray Adubato, though? How about getting Steve? Steve, good morning. How you doing this morning, buddy?
Good. Guys, hold on one second. I'm trying to get my kiss from my 4-year-old daughter, Olivia.
Oh.
Olivia, come here.
There you go.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I got to give you $5?
Yeah.
Just give me. It's Christmas.
Does she have
Santa's
school?
coming, guys.
She got school today? Does she have school today?
She has school today.
Half day.
Excuse me, guys.
Half day, right?
Half day,
Yeah.
and Olivia is on the nice list, not the naughty list.
Steve, do you fret like I do, Steve Adubato, by getting what presents you got? Because it's all about the magic of Christmas morning. Do you worry? Like I worry constantly about it.
You mean what Santa brings?
Yeah, you know.
Yes, I do, because inevitably, our children seem very disappointed at what we bring. Or, excuse me, at what Santa brings.
Yeah.
My daughter's looking at me. Olivia, I promise you, Barbie Dreamhouse is coming.
God.
And wonderful Play-Doh things are coming.
Steve, I got one. I got one left over. I got 3 of those, Barbie.
You got 3 of those?
I would have given you one. Come on, oh, that's so cute.
Honey, Uncle Joe's going to be coming and bringing wonderful things. Whatever Santa doesn't take care of, Uncle Joe is taking care of it. Uncle Joe Piscopo. You know, from the radio, the handsome guy?
Oh,
that
yeah.
guy.
God, that's me. That's why I'm on the radio.
The guy who's got the face of the radio?
Yeah, that's it.
That guy.
You're so
the guy
good.
who's got his own Olivia? Yeah.
Yeah.
Big girl Olivia.
Well, my Livy's so cute. I go, honey, you want to just come over Christmas Eve? And they want to get up in the morning, and we pretend tomorrow is like Christmas. So I have to make like a special call to Santa, because Daddy's got Santa on like speed dial on his phone, you know. And Santa's coming early, guys, but they still want to believe it. I never want to take that away, Steve. It's
and by the way, if I ever told you who Santa really is when I call Santa, it's our mutual friend,
Nicky Greco.
Yes, he is. I pay him $200 a year to be Santa.
Oh God!
Yeah, it's better than his legal advice. But
Steve,
listen, last night, right?
Huge. And by the way, I have to tell you how impressed we are.
Did you actually watch?
No, I couldn't watch because I couldn't watch. But I gotta tell you, it was all, I know you, and I know how you just get the governor, and it was live, and I didn't get
live
a
on
chance.
PBS.
But where can I get it now? I want to go online to watch.
NJ.com.
Okay, great.
It's streamed. NJ.com is the Star Ledger's website. We partner with them. You can get it on NJ.com. Plus, we'll repeat it like a million times on PBS. But right now, if you go to NJ.com, you can see the whole hour live. We're on all the PBS stations.
Oh, it was all that everybody was talking about, and I love that you get the governor here because he won't come on my show, but he goes to you. You have such a great relationship, but it's a nice exchange because here you are, and your dad, has always been like a kind of known as Democrats, but you go what's right. You go where it is right, and it's nice that you have a nice relationship with this guy. What happened with this Chesimard thing? I mean,
Oh, that was good.
Oh yeah, what's going on with that?
I will say I started out by asking him how dare he be in Jerry Jones's box with the Cowboys. I said, Governor, get this out of the way.
That's great.
I said, I know you're a proud Dallas Cowboys fan. You're in Jerry Jones's box. Please explain.
Yeah,
and he said, I make no apologies. Roger Staubach, when I was a kid in the 70s, I'm a Cowboys fan, unlike Hillary Clinton, who just changes hats, whatever she thinks she needs to be when she's running for, she's from Chicago. Give me a Yankee hat. Where am I? All right, give me a hat. I'll be. He said, I'm loyal, and we got that out of the way. Then I said, now let's talk about Cuba. And he wrote a letter. The governor wrote a letter about this woman, Joanne Chesimard, and you know the story. Joanne Chesimard, 1973, part of some black militant group, sick group of people who kill a New Jersey state trooper, side of the road, convicted of murder, goes to jail in New Jersey, escapes, goes to Cuba. She becomes a, quote, political whatever. She got an asylum in Cuba. So she's there. She's Tupac Shakur's aunt. She changes her name to Asante Shakur. She's there for 30 years. She reads poetry. She's some sort of hero in Cuba. We can't get her. All of a sudden, the president makes this deal with Cuba, right? We're going to have normalized relations. And Christie says, hold on 1 second. Before you do that, can we have the cop killer come back and finish the life sentence she's supposed to have for murder? And Cuba writes back yesterday, Christie's people show us the letter. They say, screw you, Governor Christie. You're nobody. Wow. We're keeping Joanne Chesimard because there's no extradition agreement between Cuba and the U.S.
Did Cuba say that? Did Cuba come back with a response?
Oh, yeah. We read it on the air. Man. Right before we got on the air, there's an official statement from Cuba that said there is no extradition agreement. We have the right to keep a political prisoner. They were saying she was like a political prisoner, right? Because they were saying it was some sort of kangaroo court. They decided that the U.S. justice system engaged in a kangaroo court against this convicted cop killer of a state trooper, right? They were going to keep her. And the president, right?
Yeah.
The governor's not going to try to put pressure on the president and say, time out.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do with Cuba. Just in the deal you made, God, is the president a bad negotiator? Just get the cop killer back to New Jersey so she can go and serve her sentence.
Yeah.
And nothing, crickets from the White House.
I know, but he's not going to do it. He won't do it.
So he's not going to do anything.
And also, Leonard Lance, our congressman out in my neck of the woods, Steve, also wrote a letter. He's a good guy, and he wrote a letter as well. And it's inexcusable that the president doesn't address this. And thank you, Steve Adubato, for bringing this up and going to that length with Governor Christie and talking about the Chesimard fiasco. Because you know what? The rest of the press, they're in Cuba. Well, oh, look, here we are, and we're in Cuba, and it's going to be great. And they don't even address it. You
can't forget these, especially in light of the assassination of the two cops in New York. I mean, it just seems to me that if we can't stand up for our cops who are the thin blue line, it sounds like just a cliche, an expression.
No, but it's true.
They are the ones who stand between insanity, chaos, and us, and a civil society. And that happened. That state trooper was killed in cold blood. And if we want to forget, 41 years later, that family doesn't have their loved one. And my attitude is this. You can normalize relations all you want with Cuba. Bring Joanne Chesimard back and make her serve her time. She's a hero over there.
That's right.
That's garbage. And Christie took it on. We talked about that. We talked about his attitude about how cops and the minority community can possibly improve relationships. We talked about a little bit about Bridgegate. All he said about Bridgegate was the lessons he learned from it, because clearly the U.S. Attorney is going to do what he's going to do on that. We talked about pensions and closing the gap there.
How was he going to settle that down? Because I'll tell you what, this guy can go in, and I go on the air sticking up for Chris Christie, thinking he can run, because at least I think, and like one of our, Charlie Finch, who calls all the time, Professor Finch, says, I think the whole GOP is going to self-destruct, and then Christie's going to, I think, rise to the top, because he's going to, he's got that personality to do it. But it's the pension and welfare, Steve Adubato, and it's the lack of dealing with FEMA, because there's still people hurt from Sandy, and there's got to be enough Sandy aid. That could, at Bridgegate, forget about it. That's done. But,
it is done.
But and correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, it's pension and welfare, and it's Sandy that could possibly hurt. That's the weakness of Chris Christie.
Well, here's the thing. We talked about pension. The pension situation, for people who really want to understand this, even if you're not a public employee, it matters, because the public employee pension system is out of control, meaning tens, hundreds of billions of dollars is going to be owed. So these people retire. The money's not going to be there as younger people ultimately retire. Who the heck do you think is on the hook for that? The rest of us who are not public employees, right? So that's why it matters. The governor is stuck with the bill from all the other governors who didn't pay into it. And there's no way he's going to be able to fix it by himself. He said his argument last night on the air, or if you want to look at it on NJ.com right now, it's right there. His argument is, look, I'm paying as fast as I can, but if you want me to pay faster out of state money, you got to make some other cuts. Some other things are going to have to go. And I said to him, Senate President Steve Sweeney just told me in an interview, Governor, we need to pay more, and the way to do it is to raise the millionaire's tax. And I raised that in the interview. Why don't we raise the millionaire's tax? The governor said, yeah, fine. You want me to raise the millionaire's tax? Then look at all the people who make money, who run businesses, who are millionaires.
Steve.
They leave the state and go to Florida where there's no income tax. Now you don't have that revenue. You could say you want a millionaire's tax, you want the revenue, but if they leave, there's no revenue.
Why would you mention that, Steve? Because you're going to be hit before anybody else with that millionaire's tax, man. Why would you?
We were trying not to mention that, Joe Piscopo. I was speaking theoretically. I was not speaking.
What are you doing? You're throwing yourself under the bus. Come on.
No, it was a metaphorical conversation, theoretical. So we're all over the place.
Listen, tell me about but Steve Adubato, the great Steve Adubato. You want to see this interview? Steve gets. I'll tell you what. I am so impressed, and we're always grateful that you.
By the way, did Frank and Al watch? Did either one of them watch?
Yeah, Frank.
I watched a little bit of it, Steve. I will admit.
I listened to the audio.
And see, because, you know what, and I'll tell you what, live, you could go to NJ.com right now and watch this interview with Chris Christie. And, the Corey Menendez thing was great. And, Steve, you're getting everybody, and we appreciate when you jump on the station. But more importantly, did you get that Barbie Dream House? Because they're hard to find, I'm telling you.
We had a conversation with Santa.
Yeah.
A special line.
All right.
Right?
Yeah, I got it.
I made the call. And Santa said he had one Barbie Dream House left for our Olivia. Apparently it will be here if, and I know this is wrong because every time Olivia does not go to sleep or doesn't do the right thing, I say, Olivia, I'm placing a, can you believe I say this? I'm placing a call to the fat man. I know I shouldn't call him the fat man.
No, do you say, oh my God, that's because you're from Bloomfield Avenue. You would use that vernacular.
My wife goes, she'll be in therapy at some point, but I said, that's all right, but she goes to sleep.
Stephen, we appreciate you jumping on AM970 The Answer and your support here at the station. We love you. We wish you all the best for the Christmas holidays, buddy.
I was going to say that to you guys. I love you guys. Have a wonderful, blessed Christmas and a great holidays, and looking forward to talking in the New Year, guys.
You're the best, Steve Adubato. Thanks. Take care.
All the best. Bye-bye.
7:39, NJ.com, Steve Adubato with Chris Christie. You don't want to miss that.